Hello guys and girls, and welcome back here on the ChainLog YouTube channel for this study case on the whales and the Humpbacks addresses to see what's going on under the surface for these smart money investors. So today I'm starting watching the address band distribution that help us understand how much supply they hold in their wallets and so the amount of supply they hold in general. As you see right here, we have these two categories of hodlers that are 1k to 10k whales, bitcoins, 10k and more Humpbacks. They have in total like 40% of the supply, more or less. We have 23.8 more or less at the time of speaking for the whales, and 15.44 for the Humpbacks. So 15 plus 23 are 39%, as I already said, 40% more or less of the supply, all in their balance. As you see right here, their behavior is different from cycle to cycle, and the first cycle here from 2013, we got to the point where we got to the first all-time high, and they started accumulating until the first all-time high, and then kept accumulating until the last going up, and they so started decreasing their holding. They started distributing from the top and kept distributing even after the first all-time high. They kept distributing. When after the first all-time high we got into a bear market again, the whales started again accumulating very fast, and this was huge because they kept accumulating until the first all-time high in 2021, and then started decreasing their holdings, and they kept decreasing. It seems like we have the same things right here as the 2013 for them. First all-time high and kept accumulating, and then when we started reaching for another all-time high, they kept decreasing their holdings, as I've said right here, more or less. And instead, the Humpbacks did more or less a decreasing in their holdings. You must take into consideration that here, for example, we had Bitcoin like $1 and so on, so it wasn't really much. We should take in consideration, I think, just the last cycle, and in the last cycle we have this huge accumulation until the all-time high, and then a distribution. So until we have this accumulation again, this kind of accumulation, I don't think we'll have that much of a possibility that will keep getting higher, but we kept this zone right here, and we stopped decreasing they stopped decreasing their holdings. So probably we are here in a zone 16 to 30k, where you can stay a little bit before getting higher to 45k and so on. But I think this, and we'll see later what was going on from them. Could be the point where we can get a little bit higher and see if we can touch the 30k again and surpass it. But in this case, I see that from the deepest of the bear market, we kept more or less a straight line and didn't really decrease in the holdings. But let's see. We see the address band's realized price right here, and in fact we did use the whales realized price, that is the cost to chain, the on-chain cost basis for these categories of hodlers, as a support before getting higher and surpass the Humpbacks realized price. We got above, and now we are more or less actually retesting this Humpbacks realized price as a support. If we do that, and we as of right now keep accumulating at these levels, maybe we can get higher, and we'll see if it is the case. Let's get into it. And anyway, these are other more let's say other supports below the 200 weekly EMA at 25k, with the short-term holder realized price at 25k. So follow me in live to know where these prices are as a support. I said it in the first 5 to 10 minutes of stream every and single Monday. So keep following me there as well. this is a study case, so it's just a tip here. So we got into the address band's cost basis distribution that is different from this one, that is the average on-chain cost for these categories of hodlers. Here we know exactly where they bought, and so where there is volume at what level they bought. And in this case we see that Humpbacks and whales actually for like 80% of their supply in total, they bought from 0 to 30k, from 80% of their supply in total, as I already said. So 30 to 80, 50% of their supply they bought from 17k to 30k as the majority of them. So we have the 17k as a support, we have the 23k as a huge support, and we have the 28.5, 29k as a resistance for them as of right now on chain. And the same goes through for the 47.5k that remains still there. We have a lot of Humpbacks, as you see right here, the violet, the purple. It's a lot of purple here. There are Humpbacks 10k and more at these levels. Obviously, still probably it's one entity or two entities right here, probably one because it's single, and one entity is 10k Bitcoin. You get yourself 10k for like 30k, 47.5k. They are a lot, so it depends. You can have even 100k Bitcoins at this level, and 100k, 1 million k, and so on. 1 million I don't think, but it's still possible to accumulate such a cipher. Your Satoshi, or more or less there, 3 million and so coin. Anyway, these are the levels where we can find support or resistance. In this case we are at this levels, and 27.5k is a support more or less that is transforming into a resistance right now. And so keep an eye on these levels, 28.5, 29k, because they are for the whales and smart money. Those are huge points. As you see right here, they are the second largest points on the chart to accumulate or sell, anyway, to move coins. And here we have the address bands balances for whales and for Humpbacks. So whales and Humpbacks, you see right here. Actually, whales kept distributing, as we already saw, kept distributing from the top to the bottom right here, and with a large distribution event coming in November with the FTX collapse, where anyway they transformed their holdings into an Humpbacks holdings, as you see right here. This is more or less the same peak. So they accumulated so much at 16k levels that they transformed into Humpbacks, and they stopped right here to accumulate or distribute, and they did the same from the Humpbacks perspective, but the Humpbacks kept accumulating since the first all-time high, slowly but slowly accumulating under the surface. And as you see right here, the way why this is some of importance, because as you see here, it seems like the exact contrary, where whales transform into Humpbacks, and Humpbacks, as you see, they transform into whales. More or less, they are the same entities, so we take into account the twos of them and so on. Here, in fact, on whale soper, we take into account the twos. And here we got to the whale soper. Whale soper is the profitability of the whale, so where there is one, they are 1x profitability, so they are at the break-even point. Where there is like here 1.6x, they are 1.6x as an aggregate profitability. If they sell, they have 1.6x. We got to the 2x and more here as an aggregate, okay, in the aggregate profitability. When we got up to up at above 1, and we kept trending above using the 1 as support, as you see right here, we go into a bull market, and the same goes for the bear market. When we come up to the 1 and they use the break-even point to exit the market so they can re-enter lower, this is the bear market more or less. And in this case we just got to the point where we arrived at the 1 again, and we are using this as a support or a resistance. We are just a little below 1, so we are spending a little bit much, and we are now in a non-profitability zone. But what are they doing? We use the whale accumulation heat map to know if they are accumulating or not, and to make in confluence with that to know if they are actually accumulating or not. And in fact we see let's say the cold colors are a distribution. Meanwhile, the warm colors are accumulation, and in fact they are accumulating. So in this kind of event we see them accumulating at these levels, and probably to push a little bit higher, as they did. In fact, here when they got below, we saw that they started accumulating. Meanwhile the price was going down right here. They kept accumulating, and they saved the price to go even more down from there. In this case we are the 1, and they keep on accumulating, but not really much, since this is not real red, it's more or less orange. And so this is more or less what I think they are doing. They are preparing for the next leg up that will bring us to the 30k or higher, and in that case we'll see on the technical analysis side where we could go. This is I take into account technical analysis every Wednesday when there is the Tech or Wednesday format, and follow me there if you want me to show you where I think their entries are in technical analysis, and where I think the take profit are for Bitcoin and for Ethereum, or for your request for any other coins you want. Anyway, this is most likely it. I think whales will start reaccumulating real soon for the next bull market in a year, or probably in a year, because as you see right here we need a little bit more than a year before they started accumulating again into the deepest of the bear market. In this case they didn't, so probably they are waiting for something like into the macro conditions, because they you must take into account that they are people that need a lot of money, and they are risk-off assets, hedging plans. They have something that's not for the common retailer, so they are watching the market. If the macroeconomic situation gets better, they probably start accumulating, and we'll see a difference in the price action in a matter of 1 year, I guess. This is my guesses. This is not financial advice, as always, guys. This is whatever you want. Make of this whatever you want, and I pray this is of any help. I think for me it's helpful to see how whales and Humpbacks move their coins. This is everything for today. For all the other social, you can follow me in the description, and see you next time. Cheers, you guys and girls.